Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Shanice's Suitcase. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a full ship tour of Symphony of the Seas. Symphony of the Seas was the largest ship in the world at one point when she was built in 2018, but she has since then been surpassed by her sister ship, Wonder of the Seas, in 2022. Symphony of the Seas was amazing to sail on, so I'm super excited for this video. So without further ado, let's get into the tour. Starting off the tour, we have the WINDJAMMER Marketplace, which is located on deck 16 aft. So the WINDJAMMER Marketplace is a staple on all Royal Caribbean ships. It is basically a buffet. Of course, since it is Symphony of the Seas, this one is very big. But yeah, I mean, there's not really too much else to say. They did have really good food there. The staff was, of course, amazing. Everyone was super friendly. I definitely recommend the WINDJAMMER buffet. Probably not on embarkation day as it's always really busy, but yeah, definitely go check it out. Also located on deck 16 aft, you're going to find two flow riders on either side of the ship, as well as the Ultimate Abyss. Now, the Ultimate Abyss is actually a really fun slide. It takes you from deck 16 all the way down to deck 6. So you do plunge about 10 stories down, but trust me, it is really fun. You should definitely do it. If you're on a ship that does have the Ultimate Abyss, it is very fun. You won't regret it. Heading away from the flow riders, on deck 16, you're going to find the zip line. The zip line is really fun. I did do it. I think the second to last day we were on board. But if you are scared of heights, I would probably advise against it. But hey, if you're open-minded, then go ahead and give it a try. Heading towards the front of the ship, still on deck 16, you're going to have the seafood restaurant on board Symphony of the Seas, which is called Hooked. Now, my mom and I, we didn't eat here, but I do know that the seafood, it does have really good reviews. All of the staff were really friendly, and they even showed me the food. But yeah, and the restaurant itself is gorgeous. So definitely make sure if you're a big seafood lover to check it out. Directly underneath Hooked, on deck 15, you're gonna have the SOLARIUM Bistro. The SOLARIUM Bistro, it's basically a buffet, but it does offer a Mediterranean fare. They are open for breakfast and lunch, but just make sure that you check the Royal Caribbean app when you're on board for the hours. Heading out of the SOLARIUM Bistro, of course, you're going to find the Solarium. Now, the Solarium is located on deck 15 in the front of the ship. It is an adults-only area, but it's 16 and up. So any teenagers that are 16 and up, you get to enjoy the Solarium as well. So the Solarium features several pools as well as several whirlpools. Now, one of the features that I found was pretty cool was actually there is a secret lookout. It's not necessarily a secret, but if you go to the middle of the Solarium, go down the stairs. If you go to the right, it's going to be directly in front of you. But it is a very nice spot to view sail away, as well as viewing anytime you're pulling into an island. Just outside the Solarium, you're going to find the CANTILEVER hot tubs. Now, these hot tubs actually extend out from the side of the ship, so they make a great viewing point if you're pulling into port or just in general to view the sunset. It's definitely recommended to check it out. They do have TVs just in case you happen to get bored, but I don't think you'll get bored with the views. Now coming to most people's favorite deck on cruise ships, the Lido deck. So starting off the Lido deck, you're going to have the Perfect Storm water slides. So you have one on one side and two on the other. The blue and yellow slides that you see, those are actually racing slides. And then the other side that you see, it's more of like a funnel slide. I like to call these slides the toilet bowl slides. So yeah, so if you're into slides or if you have kids or anything like that, those are definitely worth a try. Next up, we're gonna have the main pool, which of course you can see I actually did water aerobics in the main pool. Just going over the rest of the pools that are on the Lido deck. First up, you're gonna have the beach pool, which is essentially just like a beach. The water comes up to your lounger. Next, you're gonna have the sports pool. This is where they play like volleyball or any kind of water sports. And then lastly, you're gonna have Splashaway Bay, which is good for the kids. And then of course, you're also gonna have 2 bars on the Lido deck, just in case, you know, you are a little thirsty. And then of course, you do have the towel stations that are there for your convenience. Also on deck 15 that I thought was really cool is it's kind of like a vending machine convenience store. It's called Unbox. And basically in each vending machine, there is things like sunblock. There's also like medical necessities such as like painkillers, Band-Aids, you know, things like that. But yeah, so just in case if you ever forget anything, if you're not sure if you packed it or not, definitely head up to deck 15 and check out those vending machines. Right across from Unbox, you have the Challenger's Video Arcade. Now, I'm not one to partake in video arcades, especially on cruise ships, because I think that they are slightly overpriced, but that's just my opinion. But if you're a big kid or if you have kids yourself, definitely check out the video arcade. There is games for everyone in the family to enjoy, so definitely check it out when you can. Heading towards the back of the ship, you are going to encounter El Loco Fresh. El Loco Fresh is a venue that serves up Mexican fare. They have classics just like carnitas, tacos, quesadillas, anything you can think of. You can take it back to your room, or they do offer tables so that you can sit down and have your meal there. Next up, you have Fuel, the teen-only nightclub. Fuel is located just off of El Loco Fresh, and it is a fun space for teens to dance the night away. This is definitely one of my favorite places on the ship, and this is the mini golf course. So whether you're into golfing or you're just pretty competitive like I am, definitely check out the course. It's on deck 15. Now, if you're definitely one of those people that are into like basketball or volleyball or anything like that, then you will probably be spending most of your time at the sports court, and that is located on deck 15 in the back of the ship. Next up, you're going to have what is called the living room. Now, it's slightly different from Fuel, which is what we saw earlier. So the living room is more of like a chill space. It is teens only. Definitely make sure to check out the Royal Caribbean app for the allowed ages. The Seven Hearts card room is a great area just for friends to get together to maybe play a game. They also have computers just in case if you are not tech savvy or you don't have a smartphone. You can utilize these computers, but make sure, because I know a lot of times on cruises you do have to still pay for the Wi-Fi, so just make sure that you check that in the Royal Caribbean app, or make sure that you ask one of the crew members if that is included. Next up on deck 14 in the front of the ship, we are going to have the Puzzle Break Room and Adventure Ocean. Now, the Puzzle Break Room is actually the escape room that is on Symphony of the Seas. And of course, Adventure Ocean doesn't really need an introduction. It's where the little ones would go if the parents need a night off. Starting off on deck 12, you are going to have the first specialty dining restaurant, which is called Wonderland. So Wonderland, just like Royal Caribbean describes it, is imaginative cuisine. Basically, it's definitely out there. The one word that I can say to describe it is whimsical. My mom and I didn't eat on Symphony of the Seas at Wonderland, but we did eat at Wonderland on Anthem of the Seas. I will say that the food is really good, but definitely have an open mind. If you're a picky eater, I would probably skip this restaurant, but if you're willing to give it a try, then go for it. If you're looking for somewhere to dance the night away or just listen to great bands, then Dazzles is definitely the place. It's 2 levels, and most nights they have live entertainment, big bands, like swing bands, rock, anything you can think of. But this is definitely the place if you are into live music. Coming up next is definitely my favorite place on any of the Oasis class ships. It is Central Park. So Central Park is located on deck 8, about midship. Central Park hosts several shops as well as 3 specialty dining restaurants. Those would be Chops Grill, 150 Central Park, and Jamie's Italian. I will tell you that all of these places have amazing food. On our last sailing on Symphony, we ate at 150 Central Park and Jamie's Italian. They were both amazing. We've had Chops before, again, amazing. So if you guys are interested in booking any of the specialty dining, make sure that you do that beforehand before you get on the ship, as they book up fast. Continuing the tour and going down to deck 6, at the front of the ship, you're going to have the Vitality at Sea Fitness Center as well as the spa. So the spa features, it has a cafe, it also has a salon, and then in the back, that's where you'll find the gym. The gym also has easy access to the jogging track as well. But yeah, if you're definitely into working out or just relaxing, then this is the place for you. Still on deck 6, heading towards the back of the ship, you are going to encounter the Schooner Bar. Now, the Schooner Bar is a fan favorite on pretty much most Royal Caribbean ships. It's a place to just hang out. They do most of their trivias here, name that tune, any kind of game you can think of, will be at the Schooner Bar. Right across from the Schooner Bar, you're going to find the shore excursion desk, which of course is self-explanatory. And then right next to that, you're going to find the Focus photo gallery, which is where you'll find your portraits, if any of the photographers on the ship have taken your picture. Now, Oasis class ships are famous for a lot of things, but one of the things that makes them stand out is definitely the boardwalk. The boardwalk is essentially like a boardwalk. It is in the back of the ship. The back of the ship is completely open. So yeah, it is a sight to see. It is really cool. The boardwalk does feature a lot of things. It has several shops. It has a candy shop. You'll also find Johnny Rockets, where you can have a classic hamburger. You'll also find Playmakers, sports bar and grill. I will say that it is really good. So if you guys are like big on like chicken wings or onion rings or anything like that, definitely check out Playmakers. It is a la carte, so it is not included, but the prices are pretty fair. And then, of course, at the very back of the boardwalk, you're going to find the Aqua Theater. Of course, the Aqua Theater is where they do shows featuring, of course, water, hence the name. And then next to the Aqua Theater, you're going to find the 2 rock climbing walls. Down one deck below, on deck 5, you're going to find the Royal Theater. Now, the Royal Theater, of course, is the main entertainment area on Symphony of the Seas. It's where you'll find Broadway-style shows, family comedians, as well as some live music and performers. So definitely make sure you check the cruise compass to see what's going on in the Royal Theater on your sailing. Right outside of the Royal Theater, you're going to find the Royal Promenade. So the Royal Promenade is where you're going to find like most of your retail shops. You're going to find Boleros, which is the Latin club. You're also going to find some comedy clubs, more places to eat, such as Sorrento's, which is a 24-hour pizza place. I'm pretty sure it's 24 hours, but just make sure you check the Royal Caribbean app. There's also an English pub as well. I didn't eat the food there, but the atmosphere was pretty cool, and they did do trivia there one night. And then, like I said, just some more shops. Also in the Royal Promenade is actually where you're going to find the Rising Tide Bar. So the Rising Tide Bar actually goes from deck 5 all the way up to deck 8, which is where Central Park is. So if you decide to ride the Rising Tide Bar, you will just ride it up to deck 8, get off at Central Park, or you can stay on and ride it back down. And then right off of the Rising Tide bar, you're gonna see the BIONIC bar. So the BIONIC bar is definitely cool. It's basically these two robotic arms that make your drinks for you. Honestly, it is definitely a sight to see, even if you don't drink anything. Hey, just, you know, maybe get something and give it to someone else if you don't want it. But it is definitely fun to watch. At the very back of the ship, you are going to find the main dining room. So the main dining room is, of course, the main venue on Symphony of the Seas, which is going to be hosting, you know, breakfast and dinner. Sometimes lunch, I'm not sure, you'll have to check the Royal Caribbean app. But most of the times, whenever you schedule dinner, if you make any reservations, if it is complimentary, it is going to be in the main dining room. Right outside the Royal Theatre on deck 4, you're gonna find Entertainment Place. Now, Entertainment Place has quite a few venues. It has Jazz on 4, which offers live jazz music. It also has the Attic, which is an adult comedy club. And in the back of Entertainment Place, you're going to find Studio B, which is the ice skating rink on Symphony. They have amazing ice skating shows, and they also do open skate as well. Last but certainly not least is the Casino Royale. The Casino Royale is located on deck 4, just off of Entertainment Place. So if you're walking towards Studio B, just take the right-hand side, and that's going to take you to the casino. The casino definitely has quite their fair share of slot machines. They also have tables for blackjack as well. So if you are feeling lucky, definitely head down to deck 4. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed this tour on Symphony of the Seas. Hopefully you will be sailing on her soon. If you guys have any questions or just concerns in general, definitely let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. I only want to grow this channel further and I need your help to do that. Also, if you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up. But I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!